All right, it's time for part three of my NFL predictions for this upcoming season. And in this one, we've got the NFC West, which was a pretty easy division to predict, in my opinion. But starting out in fourth place, I've got the Cardinals finishing with the record of 2-15. This team is really bad. It's looking like Kyler Murray's going to be out for basically the full season. I don't think he's going to come back for the last 3, 4, maybe 5 games. So it's looking like Joshua Dobbs or Clayton Tune will get the start week 1 this upcoming Sunday. So that's going to be a fun game. I don't even know who they play. I kind of forgot. But, on that defense, Buda Baker's in the secondary. Marquise Brown is good. But, other than that, this team has nothing. Like, really, even the head coach, Jonathan Gannon, he's getting so much hate for that little that hype video that he gave the Cardinals. But this team is looking like a mess, and Caleb Williams may be their next quarterback in 2024. But moving on, I have the Rams finishing third in this division with a record of 6-11. It's basically the same story with them. We know Matt Stafford, what he was able to do when they traded for him the first year they won the Super Bowl with him. Cooper Kupp's a stud, but he may miss week 1, potentially beyond that with that midsection, or I think the hamstring injury. Van Jefferson's a good wide receiver too. Other than that, there's really nothing on that offense. There's no receivers. Cam Akers is okay. The O-line isn't good. The defense sucks. They have the worst defense in the league. If you take Aaron Donald, I got to give my respect to Aaron Donald. If you take Aaron Donald out of that defense, they're probably the worst defense in the league. With him, I'm not going to say they're top 15 or anything, but they're somewhat capable. But other than Stafford, Kupp, and Aaron Donald, this team is garbage. So Cooper Kupp can single-handedly win them games. That's why I have them going 6-11, but they could easily be one of the worst teams in the league. They may even finish at the same tier as the Cardinals. But now moving into the final, the two actual good teams in this division, I have the Seahawks finishing 10-7, second in the division, obviously. Making the playoffs as, I forgot what seed, but I have them making the playoffs as I think probably the 6th or 7th seed. I'm a big fan of this offense. This may be a hot take, but the Seahawks could potentially finish as the number 1 offense in the NFL. And I wouldn't be that surprised if that happened. If Geno Smith played like how we did last season, which was a top 10 quarterback caliber, the ceiling for this offense is unlimited. I forgot what I was trying to say, but the running back room I really like. Kenneth Walker can take a potential sophomore year jump. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Now you're adding Jackson Smith and Jigba to the wide receiver room. The O-line was, it was mediocre. It was good enough though. And the defense was good. And they add Bobby Wagner now. This team is probably going to be basically back at that same level that they were last season. They're not going to be a division winner because the 49ers are a tier ahead of them. But I think that they're too good to miss the playoffs. And the NFC, I just filmed my NFC North prediction video, so that will come out probably literally just a couple hours before this one does. So go check out that one. But there's some teams in the NFC that can compete for the wild card spot, but honestly, there's not many. And the Seahawks are good enough to make the playoffs, but like I said, not good enough to contend for that division title. But now, moving into that first place team in this division, I've got the 49ers finishing 12-5. There's not much to say about this team. It's looking like Brock Purdy is going to be quarterback 1. Sam Darnold's going to back him up. They just traded Trey Lance a couple days ago to the Cowboys, which was, crazy. Now, as a Dolphins fan, looking back at that trade that the Niners made to trade up to that number 3 spot to draft Trey Lance, they traded us 3 first-round picks. We flipped those into Jalen Waddle. Did we? Yeah, the first one was Jalen Waddle with the 6th overall pick. We flipped the second one for Tyreek Hill. We flipped the third one into Bradley Chubb. It's looking like a Chris Greer masterclass out here. And then they traded for Jalen Ramsey a year later, or 2 years later that was. But, man, what a move that was for us. But we're focused on the present now. They still made the NFC Championship last year. Brock Purdy, we'll see what he can do this year. We know that last year he was able to surprise a lot of people. They were playing the Dolphins when Brock Purdy came to the game and made his season debut. And I literally texted all the people I know. I'm like, not all the people, but the group chat that I'm in. The 49ers have the most quarterback-friendly offense in the NFL. Basically, if you're in the NFL and you're a quarterback, you can succeed in this offense. And that's exactly what happened to Brock Purdy. He showed out. He led the 49ers to the NFC Championship game before he got injured, and then, they ended up getting blown out by Philadelphia. They had Christian McCaffrey play a snap at quarterback in that game. But, we'll see what they're able to do. We're familiar with this offense. Deebo Samuel had a down year, but hopefully he's back. Brandon Ayuk had an up year with, of course, Deebo Samuel dropping. The offensive line is good as always. The tight end is set with George Kittle. And like I said, Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he can do it all. He played, like I said, he played a quarterback in that game. He can play running back. You can set him up. You can set him up in the slot or even outside as a wide receiver. He can literally do everything. And with that defense, I'm interested to see how this 49ers defense plays without DeMeco Ryans. We know he took the job as the Texans head coach, and we'll see what they're able to do over there in Houston. But yeah, I think DeMeco Ryans added a lot for this 49ers defense. We know that the players that they had on that side of the ball were great, so I think that, I'm not saying that they're going to completely drop off, but will the production be the same? Will, the scheme be different and stuff? I forgot who they hired as defensive coordinator. I'm blanking right now, but we know that Kyle Shanahan is an offensive mind, so whoever they brought in as their defensive coordinator will have full control over that defense. But one thing I want to mention is that Jimmy Ward, losing him in the secondary is going to be a bigger loss than people think. Of course, he went to sign with the Texans, reunited with DeMeco Ryans, but they did bring in Javon Hargrave from the Eagles, so at that point it may not even matter. The pass rush may just be too controlling that it doesn't even matter who's in the secondary, but, Jimmy Ward, like I said, I thought was a big loss, but in the end, they still have guys like Hufanga and Travarius Ward in that secondary, so it shouldn't be a terrible problem. Of course, Fred Warner still in the middle of the field. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think the 49ers are a clear tier ahead of everyone in this division. The Seahawks are still a tier ahead of everyone below them. I mean, it's just a huge difference between each team in this division, so it's pretty easy to predict. Of course, the way the NFL goes, none of this is going to be right. None of my predictions are ever going to be right. Hopefully one day, though. But, this division was a pretty boring one to me. Maybe we're in for a surprise in the NFC West, but I'm basically expecting it to go the same way it went last year, which was pretty bland. But either way, that'll wrap up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. Peace.